For this video, I am going to revisit the Swindler's Market Assassin, Burn Assassin, Combo Assassin, whatever you want to call it. I did a video on this archetype a little bit in the past, and since then my build has kind of been modified, refined quite a bit. It's still not exactly the same as some of the other lists that I've been seeing floating around, but this is the version that I've been running. Now, in particular, one of the big differences is I'm still not running Cruel Firebloom. I know some people swear by it. They run at least one, if not more. I'm just often finding that I don't have the body to sacrifice to Cruel Firebloom. I know a lot of people have also cut down Lightning Bolts down to like a 1 or a 2 of. I've been leaving them in because the most common counter to this deck is people trying to play Wither in Hand Cultist and then hit you in the face. And Lightning Bolt as a prophecy on a Withered Hand Cultist has saved me a couple of times. So I just wanted to acknowledge that is where my version deviates a little bit. May or may not be correct, but it is the way that I've been playing it. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. Updated deck code will be in the video description, and even though it's not really deck testing at this point because it's pretty well refined, I think we're going to follow the same format that I do for the deck testing videos, which is play 2 games, win or lose, and we'll go from there. So hopping into the first game, gonna be against Daggerfall. So if this is like a mid Daggerfall, we're just really trying to dodge Withered Hand Cultist. I'm fine with this, I think. Shadow Marking is a really key card because it allows you to kind of rifle through your deck and find what you want. Obviously, we want Market and Spoils. The downside is against Daggerfall, we kind of have to take the assumption that they run support removal, so you can't, unless we get in a situation where we have to, we can't really pre-develop Swindler's Market. I'm actually going to use a ring charge here, just to get a little bit of a presence. We're going to probably use another one here and then save the last one for when we expect to go off. Expect to win. Alright, now that is problematic. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's give our opponent a Winter's Grasp. Now, this is kind of annoying. On the one hand, we don't want them to heal up, but I don't think we want to spend these 2 this early if we can avoid it. So I think we're just going to do this. Typically, the ways that you counter Burn Assassin are you drain for a lot, or if it's not drain, just heal for a lot so they can't burst you down all in one turn, or you run disruption cards. That being said, them getting some amount of healing isn't necessarily the end of the world, but it will create some problems for us.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Alright, so in this instance, we're going to use our curse just because it slows down the healing, and this will essentially replace... Oh, well. We could curse it again. Now that we know that the split card they got was Cloak and Dagger, they could just reapply the dagger. So we might just hold on to it and wait. We're going to likely end up stalling quite a bit here soon with Winter's Grasp and stalling quite a bit with Debilitate. So again, them getting some healing isn't the end of the world. They just can't get too far out of reach here. Ideally, what we wanted to pull off of this would have been something like a Suppress. Because even though it would have like taken off the curse, we would have happily got rid of the drain there.
Your blood will spill.
We of the Reach adapt.
Alright, so we have most of the pieces that we're looking for. Now, there's an argument to be made about risk-taking, and what I was talking about earlier was that idea of you don't typically want to play this until you absolutely have to. But there's a chance that we could just go off next turn. If they don't have the support removal. So I'm going to be a little bit risky. Because why not, right?
With House Halalu.
Because
My
why
business
not?
is none of theirs.
We'll go ahead and develop the market and say, okay, if you have the Archer or the Shadowfen, then you probably just win. But if you don't have it, we got a shot.
Close ranks.
So we're also kind of at the point where they're just going to drain, well,
Wrong place for a midnight
potentially out of
stroll.
reach now. So we
For my
really do need to take this chance.
Face me, you dog.
Don't really have much choice at this point. So Hexmage is going to go down for us, and we're going to go with a Curse. And a Forked Bolt here. Because we're going to end up debilitating, so.
Nothing will trace back to us.
See what card we have on top, because we're going to spoils. We'll keep that because it's 0 cost. Now we have a decision to make. I think we just debilitate. And as much as I don't want to break this rune here, I think the Lesser Ward is kind of important. It's a bit of a tough call because we want to be able to play this next turn. Actually, you know what? We're going to hang tight. I think we're going to wait until we can reload a bit. So we're going to leave this as is. I'm not going to break that rune. We've got Winter's Grasp to stall. Oh, they ended up finding the Shadowfen. So that's a bit of an issue. Well, they hit a Prophecy. That's also a bit of an issue. Wow, they opted to go face there? Really? Really? Alright, well, go ahead and draw. It's a great pickup.
The winds favor us.
Go ahead and draw. We'll take the Paralyze here. And at this point now, we're essentially just looking to stall until we can hit 8 and double down, so
Crude but effective.
the rest of our board kind of doesn't matter. Because it's going to be a Winter's Grasp this following turn in all likelihood, and then a market into a Hexmage with whatever we've drawn or recuperated since that time. Try to finish him off. Alright, so we're fine with all of that.
Law can take you.
Brains of a brawn.
I will cut your purse.
So we go Wickety Whack Whack.
The winds favor us.
Go ahead and develop that. Draw ourselves another action. Beautiful. Winter's Grasp. And then, unless they have a way to burst us for 9 here, which is possible, just so we're clear, a Self-Silence to be able to attack with this, and then follow it up with a Lightning Bolt, a Mace, anything for the extra 4 would be fine. But outside of that, this is pretty locked down. And so we just finish strong. We're gonna start with the wards just to protect ourselves from prophecies. And there is a victory. Okay, so we had to take a bit of a risk there. They got out to a very fast start, and if they would have had that Shadowfen Priest a turn earlier, we probably lose that game because we had to play the market. But thankfully they did not. And so we're going to jump into another game here. And see what our matchup is this time. Alright, Empire. So again, Empire with plenty of ways to remove our supports. Yeah, I think we're fine here. Shadow marking is important. I was considering throwing this back just because I want to find combo pieces. But Empire with Edict and Shadowfen potentially at their disposal. Oh, okay. So it looks like my buddy Dust, God's bless you, Dust, is playing Empire Abomination. Alright. Give to my opponent. Huh? Let's give them a Navigator. Because I want the markets and the shadow marking. So Dust here appears to be an Empire Abomination, which is, as you may have guessed, an abomination of a deck. But we have a lot of tools at our disposal. Unfortunately, not card draw tools. We need to find spoils at the moment. But the rest is looking pretty good for us. Let's go ahead and just develop this turn. Next turn we can go Thieves Guild Shadow Marking, because we're not going off until at least 6 where we can double play those.
Care to make a friendly wager?
Discount. He'll take the trade here. He wants to slow me down. He doesn't want to give me free damage, and rightfully so. We might actually get stuck having to play one of these markets because we are close to overdrawing as it is. And in fact, alright, so we're just going to have to. Not only are we close to overdrawing, there's a strong chance we do overdraw because he's going to hit me in the face here. But shadow marking would for sure have made us overdraw, so. There's an argument to be made about maybe I should have even played like a paralyze here. Or a curse here. Curse here would have actually been ideal. Would have forced him to play something instead of having Shrine active and ready to go. Like our hand is relatively okay. Oh. That's not good for us.
You bet on the wrong
We just don't
side.
have a ton of card draw at the moment.
What have we here?
All can be had for the right
Alright.
price.
I'll lead the way.
So, alright, we're fine with burning a lightning bolt as well. Let's go ahead and develop this.
My scales
Get a whack in here.
Shadow.
Curse this. Now we can play the shadow marking. And I guess we'll give them the Navigator. The spoils opens up some opportunities for us. Let's go ahead and take the paralyze here. Where are we at? 9. Don't have a good way to shut this down a ton. We might just pass here and then hope that we're not dead. Because he's pretty close to being able to kill me as well. But I really would like to get this going before I try to go the rest of the way, and I don't want to break another rune and give him more cards. So this is a bit of a gamble. It might end up backfiring, but I think that we wait here. Because we just don't have enough to get there. I mean, this is 3, 6, 10, 12, 14, and then even if we draw, say, 2 more 0 costs. It's
What
not
are we
enough to
going
get there,
after?
so unfortunately we have to wait until next turn, because next turn we can play a market that amplifies our damage done, and then also we have enough left over to just hard cast lightning bolt. So
Bark and birth. This is interesting.
we are very
Nothing will
strictly
trace
here
back to
going
us.
for a hope that we're not dead situation.
Khajiit likes these. Khajiit doesn't need to be followed.
And now
Nothing will
Dust here
trace
gets
back
to
us.
practice his APM to maximum efficiency as he rifles through as many cards in his deck as he wants.
Simple.
Just tell me who to stab.
Finds so these Oathmen are in here because they gain Magicka, same reason that the Smugglers are in there. He's probably on his own trying to find a Swindler's Market. That's the card that ends up hurting us the most. Profiteer also hurts us, so that's not good. The only thing that is working in our favor at the moment is the turn timer. Alright, so we're fine with Burning Winter's Grasp. We're good there. Let's go ahead and play another market. And let's make this happen, Captain. Let's get our Forked Bolts in here. We want that Profiteer gone. We're also leading off with the bolts because we want to be able to play this Spoils. Let's take a Curse here. Let's take a Paralyze now. Let's take a Curse and a Debilitate, and that should be it. But we also again had the Lightning Bolt, so yeah, bit of a risk. We basically had to say like, don't die. But that was 2 combo decks trying to figure out who could go off first. If they found a Swindler's Market, we just lose. If they found a Bruma sooner, we just lose. On our end, again, we had to find our combo pieces, but there you have it. That's Market Assassin. Not much else to say. You're probably pretty familiar with it at this point. It's been pretty rampant on the ladder. The deck we just played against, that Dust was piloting, is something I expect to see an uptick on in the ladder because it has made a strong performance as well in the recent Master Series qualifier. So look out for that. Identify that deck quickly and then try to race it, try to beat it, understand its game plan. Anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.